And there we are.
Hi, Senna.
Hi, Robin.
So apparently Ollie and I switched places. I changed computers so I wouldn't have computer issues this time, and she's having computer difficulties.
I know. Who would have thought coordinating 3 people, just 3 people, would be such a pain in the butt? But we are going to go ahead and start without her, and then she can just join when she gets on. Worst comes to worst, I'm sure she'll show up in the chat. So, which is sad though, because I wanted to know what it was that she was so off her butt about last week. Because we've read the chapters now, and there was a lot of shit that pissed me off, but I don't know that there was one that stood out. What about you? Do you think you have a guess? That can be our game. We can play guess what really made Ollie mad.
I'm kind of guessing it's the fact that she had to be saved by the boys instead of actually managing to save herself.
In the training?
Yeah. We left off with last call. It was our last meeting together. We ended with Evangeline challenging Mare, and
for no good goddamn reason.
Yeah, and Ollie said that she'd read past that, not realizing she'd gone that far. I'm wondering if what pissed her off so much was the fact that the guys had to save her.
Maybe, but there was a line. She said there was a line, and it made her really mad. My guess, I mean, there are a couple lines that are really just dumb, but my guess would probably be the one where Mare talks about how the healer who comes to fix her wounds let herself age gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to all those other shitty women who didn't let themselves age naturally and use their magical X-Men powers to make themselves unnaturally pretty. I know that. I was rereading the first couple chapters again today, and that was like, this book.
Soul of the Dragon, I believe you are correct. The book is the reason why we're having all the computer problems.
Probably. I mean, it is evil. It probably has some sort of anti-technology something.
So Mare is reaching through the book into our computers with her electric ability.
She's sucking away our energy, or at least Ollie's energy this week, even though she can create energy, so she doesn't really need to suck energy, and I'm not really sure why that's a thing, but whatever.
I think we're just confusing you, Senna.
Right. I mean, no, seriously though, they keep saying that that whole thing about that makes her special is that she can create mass, and that's, impossible because physics. But she also sucks energy all the time, and they never mention her creating energy because she always has it around her. I bet that's going to be some like Deus Ex Machina shit at the end. They're going to be out in the woods where there's no electricity, and they're going to be like, ha ha ha, you can't use your powers. And she's going to be like, ha ha ha, yes I can because I'm special. That's my prediction.
Well, we are not too far from that ending, thank God.
I know, we're around about 80 pages, depending on what version you're reading.
Yeah. Not too much, rather.
So we should probably start off with Ollie! We should start off with an Ollie. Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie.
Oh, nice. Am I choppy at all?
Not at the moment.
Not so far, yeah.
Cool.
Welcome.
The internet has been quite the dick.
We've decided it's probably Mare. Mare's fault.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can see that. She didn't want me to talk about her.
Nope. She's sucking all of the electricity out of your book or your computer.
Through the book.
Yep.
So we were just playing Guess What Made Ollie Mad? Because you were talking about that last week.
Yeah, what made you mad, Ollie?
Yeah, we want to know. We've got like $5 writing on this, right, Robin? Yeah, okay.
You're gonna have to wait because I'm trying to go through and find that line.
What are we gonna do with you, Ollie?
So I think I'll have to reveal it at the end. I've only got like 40 pages to skim through.
So you're gonna like you didn't like highlight it?
I'm skimming and highlighting all of the bullshit. Dude, it's wonderful.
So there's
But I'm
already...
looking for the one that made me fucking throw the book, man. I was want to throw the book. I couldn't bring myself to that.
Do you remember
Do the
where
book.
approximately it was?
I have to get to the end of it, you know. Yeah, so I will let someone else continue to take the lead here.
Oh, well, we should probably
While I
try
look
and
for
do a
this, so
quick
that you
summary.
can have your $5.
Okay, were there any good parts in this section of the book?
No.
Really? I felt like it actually got kind of interesting, finally. I wasn't as seethingly mad about it as I have been the last couple of times. But then, you know, that might also be because it just deadened my heart. I don't know. So quick recap, because a lot of shit happened in this chunk of book. Like, I feel like we finally got to the actual plot.
You mean there's a plot in here?
Somewhere. I mean, there was a plot for like,
A little
I
bit.
don't know, 2 or 3 chapters. So, like Robin was saying, it started off with Evangeline challenging Mare. They got into a fight. She did the smart thing and cut the lights, kind of, but she couldn't permanently cut the lights because that would be too easy.
I think you skipped quite a bit of a chunk there.
What did I skip?
No,
Well,
that's what happens at the beginning.
Yeah. What did I skip, Robin? What did I miss that was vitally important?
It felt like you were jumping to the bombing.
No. I'm saying she cut the lights in her fight so that presumably so that it would be harder to see. But I also don't think she was doing that on purpose. I think she was just using her powers, and that was a side effect, a very handy side effect. Anyway, so she sort of cuts the lights. They fight. She does cut her because, of course, she does because she's fucking using metal, and that was obviously going to happen. I'm surprised she didn't end the fight in ribbons. Like, Evangeline went about the fight in the most ridiculous, easily defeatable way. I like they mentioned that they were literally fighting in a metal arena and that she was using pieces of the arena itself to construct, like, to use. But instead of, like, just sending, like, thousands of knives Mare's way, she makes little spider robot things that Mare can easily shoot out of the way and fights with those.
And it's so... hold on. In the beginning here, where I highlighted a bunch of shit. What did I read about? So,
I can hear her
yeah,
flipping
where he's
pages.
like, yes. Where he's like, oh, she's only been training for a couple of weeks. And she's like, yeah, no harm done, except for my blood's gonna be exposed for everyone to see. And then, oh, she's a dead warrior, and all I can do is tease her. And she wasn't raised by a general. And no one fucking stops it. Like, they're all just like purring and smirking and goading and lazy and snapping. And lazily. Oh my god. Lazily. Everybody lazily does things when they're a girl. Also, they all purr. I'm like highlighting purrings left and right. Mare is the only one who's allowed to roar.
They're all secretly cats, apparently. Maybe that's part of the silver blood thing.
They're just like, there's no fucking reason for Evangeline to flip her fucking shit like this.
No, there isn't. I don't understand it. Like, I read it the first time and I highlighted it. I read it again tonight and I highlighted it. Evangeline just flips her shit and, like, starts attacking her after everybody has told her no. And nobody does
before she even has
thing.
a chance, like, Instead, what they do is, well, alright, that looks like a challenge to me. I guess I'll bring up their arena. Like, what? Oh, they're starting? Doopy-doo.
They did. She threw the first punch. I guess we can't go back now.
Right? Yeah.
So,
Gotta see this to the end, guys.
it's so like they obviously just wanted a fight, and there was no justifiable reason anybody would
It
let
just
Mare
felt like
fight.
I think they just kind of thought, it's been a while since we've done anything interesting in this book. Let's have a fight happen.
And it's also true.
it felt like that moment when in Disney Cinderella where the stepsisters just start ripping off her dress.
Hmm.
We're like, what is the fucking point of this? Just let the girl go to the fucking ball. Like,
Well, I think in the
Okay.
Cinderella movie, they're trying to do the whole "she's so pretty, we're jealous" kind of thing. But it's been forever since I've seen it too. So
It really doesn't make any sense. Like, again, I don't understand why Evangeline hates her so much. I mean, she hit her that one time with lightning accidentally, I guess. And that was enough to just make them enemies forever. Like, I
She-
don't...
ever. Like, okay, you have the prince.
Right. And they're like blood enemies. Like, they've hated each other their entire lives. And I don't understand why.
God.
And I think we just need to reiterate again that, as Soul of the Dragon pointed out, this is a terrible fucking plan. Like, nobody
This is a
saw this
terrible
coming.
idea.
We're gonna put her in training.
Right?
Oh yeah, she bleeds, she bruises, whatever. But,
Mhm.
go ahead, make her fight with the knife girl. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Yeah. Like, ugh.
well, to be honest, they did try to. To be fair, they did try to prevent the fight, and then they also did stop the fight before anyone actually got to see the blood.
But it
But it shouldn't have happened in the first place. They needed to come up with a better plan. This was this was first idea writing, not second or third or fourth idea writing.
Hmm. I was like,
As it's referred to.
I appreciate your attempts to justify it within the canon, but this is just, like you're saying, this is just bad writing. This is, I want a thing to happen. It makes no sense within the context of my book, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yep. Alright, so I found my line.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, drum roll.
Wait. Alright, so if you go to chapter 19,
Wow, that's further in than I thought.
and you flip to the part where Evangeline's brother shows up and walks over to his sister and gives like a rare display of affection where he's hugging her.
Hmm.
There is this line. There's actually a series of lines, but the last one is the one that's my problem. But let's start with these couple of lines here.
Okay.
Alright, Evangeline will have lost a brother just like me. Even though I know that pain firsthand, I can't bring myself to feel sorry for her. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Especially not with the way she holds on to Cal, alright? They look like complete opposites, him in simple uniform, while she glitters like a star in a dress of razor spikes. Here's the line, I want to kill her, I want to be her.
You were further in than I thought you were.
Oh my god, like...
Are you okay, Ollie?
Just reading it again, I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, how about why don't you
She's on Cal.
why don't you expand? Why does this make you so angry?
Why this makes me so fucking angry is the way that she's just been fighting with this girl constantly. And, which, stuff that happens later, where she's just like, I like Cal. Now you go from just straight out hating this girl and kind of hating that she's with him to, I want to kill you, I want to be you. Like, just fucking make out already. That's my fucking problem, is that she clearly is just envious. Entirely envious.
It's the lesbian tension getting to you.
I think it's the lesbian tension, just And like every fucking time the author describes Evangeline, she's lazy, smirking, purring, like I said, just everything to make this girl seem awful.
Mm-hmm.
So also, why? Why do you want to be this girl? You talk about her glittering like a star. You're in your equally, silly, overdone thing. And yet you're like, oh, but look at her. She looks so pretty. I could just stab her.
I feel like in a better book, this could be a really interesting dynamic of like these two girls who hate each other for absolutely no reason. And if you were going to go in and explore that whole idea of I'm envious of you, I hate
I will
you,
murder you,
I want to be you, like if you were going to actually go there, then fucking do it.
But you're not.
In this it's obviously like superficial, just like this girl's a bitch, you should hate her. I hate her. I want to be her because I want.
Oh, but everyone wants to be her too.
Yeah, Soul of the Dragon says the two girls fight, but the angry sex is fantastic. Melina
Exactly.
Pendulum says
get
it's like Paris and Rory without good writing and character development.
I don't understand that reference.
I'm not quite sure about that reference either. Mavranthia says they get together later and are like, both of them were twerps, weren't they?
You guys are all writing a better book than actually exists. I mean, where is the fem/fanfic? Because this really needs it.
I think that's what needs to happen.
It really does. You know what? Have Girl Nito, and Mare be the heroes in the end. That would be a better book.
Because you know what I want to see?
I
want to see me some Korosami out of it.
Yes. The direction nobody thought they would go.
Gilmore Girls.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Rory. Okay.
Um,
Rory and Paris. Okay, that makes sense.
They're all judging us now.
It's been a while since I've seen that, but yeah, it makes sense. They are very much alike.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Sorry, my bad.
We must stone Senna. She has not seen it.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I highlighted the part where she said that even though she knows the pain of losing a brother, fuck that bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. That like started it. That was just this slow burn over the course of like 3 sentences to fuck this bill. Where it's like, yeah, I lost my brother and I know how much it hurts me, but fuck you! Fuck you, your brother deserves to die. What?
I don't like you, I want to fuck your boyfriend, so who gives a shit? So here's
right? So your brother, he gets to die.
So here's the thing about this whole thing, right? I can understand her hating the Silvers. I absolutely understand it. I absolutely understand her being like, fuck your brother, he needs to die for the world to be a better place, that's fine. But she does not, as we have established, she does not hate the Silvers equally. Therefore, her whole thing of like, fuck your brother
happens earlier.
Is very specifically because he is Evangeline's brother and because Evangeline is the bitch. So she'd
have zero opinion on him.
Well, I can see why she might not feel the same intensity of hatred towards Silvers for certain ones, but it seems to be evenly split. The female are evil, the men she has more sympathy for, which we've already discussed last time. But I could definitely see how it could be, how she could hate one more than the other based on her circumstances, but it would be nice to see that she liked some females and hated some males. Which does not
she does like some females, and we can absolutely tell when she likes someone because they get to whisper playfully and actually like shake her hand for reals.
Did that happen?
Yeah, Colonel McCanthos, right before death.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I've been watching patiently. Also, the dudes that she likes have a very distinct set of how they look.
Do they? I have not noticed
Huh.
it.
Yep, well, and then we've got the other dude who's a father, where he gets a jolly
Mhm.
grin and sunset-colored clothes, and he's warm and kind.
Right, so
He has a real smile behind his eyes.
she's using her descriptors appropriately. It's like,
Yeah.
here, these people, it's okay to feel sorry for because, as we've established, not
They
all
look-
silvers.
Not how
These
They're
he
gonna
ones
die.
you can't.
They're gonna die, and she has met them for like 2 minutes. Why can't she be sympathetic towards them?
Okay, so here's my one thing that I did want to mention because we actually did have one woman in this sequence, aside from the colonel who dies, who she is friendly towards or is not immediately hostile towards, and that is Julian's
Girlfriend.
ex-girlfriend, something, the
Sarah?
healer lady. Yes, Sarah Skonos, who, as we also mentioned earlier,
Obviously.
was the lady who let herself age gracefully. So obviously you can
Uh-huh.
tell she's a quality woman
She's a good person.
because she doesn't
Yep,
use
I
that,
highlighted that part as well.
yeah, that unnatural
That Botox.
surgery shit. Yeah.
Mhm. Let's see. Where is it? Hold on. Because the lines, dude. The fucking lines.
Mhm.
A lazy smirk. Fuck that bullshit. Alright. So, man pain. Yelling. Okay. Her age is displayed proudly on her face, in every wrinkle and her sunken hollow cheeks. Bleh.
But
And then
there's-
she's quiet and calm, and she screams at the door like a wounded animal.
There's where is it? There's something even before that. God damn it. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, right.
She's all
But-
submissive and shit.
Yeah, the key part there is also unlike the others, unlike those other bitches.
Uh-huh.
We just need
Oh,
to
and everything is
establish
silly
that.
girl stuff.
Yes, I saw that too. Everything she's talking about, like getting ready for the party and stuff, the
Oh,
lunch
talking about
thing,
weddings.
it's all silly woman stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I've highlighted that 3 times.
Mhm. Yep.
Silly girl stuff or silly things old women talk about.
Mhm.
The
Yep.
fucking girl hate in this book.
Silly things rich ladies talk about, the silly girl stuff. Yeah. Bitches, man. That's what we got. And yeah, as Soul points out,
Bitches.
she the good silver lady is the only one who doesn't speak.
Yep, that's
Exactly.
what the dragon says.
Yep.
What I get stuck on the medical questions with that kind of thing too in that area.
Oh no, what now?
Because I'm not quite sure if she's done her research. They say that they cut out her tongue, if I'm remembering right.
Mhm.
You can still talk if you don't have a tongue. It just doesn't come out as clear. Unless they cut out
Yeah,
all the way back through
the
your
whole
throat.
fucking. And that would take some fucking skill, my friend.
It could also be she does mention that the silvers have pride, so it could be that she just doesn't want to talk if she can't.
Talk and
Yeah,
I
talk.
think they made
Yeah,
it pretty
she makes,
clear
like,
that she
zero
just doesn't
sound.
talk. Can't talk. So, I mean, basically, they'd have to cut out the part in the back of her throat to get the tongue out enough so she can talk.
Yeah, that's way far down on the list of things that are wrong with
It's
this book.
one of those medical things that I'm wondering if you can bother to do a Google search on, because it's easy to find.
I mean, she's probably just like, yeah, Hunger Games had those people with their tongues cut out and they couldn't talk. So, cut out your tongue, you can't
In
talk.
general, I've seen the whole when people have their tongues cut out, they can't talk thing, and I often wonder how come all of them can't. Like, you can have a good chunk of your tongue removed and talk. Like, everyone is always, oh, they don't talk.
Mhm.
Not at all. Like,
Yeah. You should be able to make noises, clicking sounds.
basically, some truth in the representation there would be nice, as opposed to just this sort of stoic, as Melina put it, graceful.
Yep. She is silent. And if she were to try to talk without the full tongue, then I'm sure the sounds that she make would just not be like pretty or dignified enough to find sympathetic, right?
Yeah, exactly. We would be like, ugh, stop talking.
Yeah.
Because, crippled people can't be sympathetic.
I no longer feel sympathy for you. Now you just weird me out. You make me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Labyrinthia points out that she can't write stuff down either, question mark? Writing is not a valid form of communication, apparently. She refuses to write out of pride.
Anytime you need a default motivation for a silver, just be like pride. It's because pride.
Not pride.
It's pride.
Motherfucking pride got in the way.
Why does Evangeline keep attacking Mayor Pride?
Pride.
Why doesn't
Pride. I mean, actually,
pride?
if you think about it, that is the really thin justification for pretty much everything, and it would work. Thinly.
Pride. Hashtag silver pride. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I appreciate pride as a motivator as much as anybody else, but it's just, it's really lazy in this case. So anyway, we were sort of trying to
Who wants to write book 2?
No. Anyway, getting on with the recap that we got half a chapter into. They fight, Mare gets hurt, she is whisked away somehow before anybody can see her red blood. Again, somehow. Because magic, whatever.
They hid it under her red hair.
Her short hair. They cut her hair short to hide the gray, just FYI.
Yeah,
So,
but now they're saying in that description they used her hair to hide the wounds, so...
Right, yeah. So, whatever. Fuck off. Nobody cares. They get her to Julian. She meets Sarah. Sarah fixes her. She goes out for the lunch. She finds out that Cal... And here again we have this whole silvers are just like reds thing, where Cal is going to lead a group of silver soldiers into the battlefield, and as he explains to Mare, they're gonna dress like reds, and they're gonna go to the front lines, and they're gonna surprise the Lakelanders, and apparently nobody has ever fucking tried this before. Seriously.
Oh my god, what? How?
He is such a brilliant genius. He not only invented the motorcycle, he invented the fucking ambush or something. It's so fucking stupid. You can't tell me they've been fighting for 100 years and nobody has ever tried disguising the powerful warriors as reds. It
might have felt like it was a thing to do.
Oh, wait. Say again?
Maybe they thought it was like a stupid thing to do, or, oh, don't want to take the risk, or what if they get captured? You know, bullshit reasons.
Are we going back to pride as a motivator again?
Pride.
I don't want to dress like a red person. Oh, not going to do that.
This uniform.
I mean,
it's
it
so
could help us
ugly.
win the war, but fuck that noise. I have my pride. It's so stupid. And then she's all like, he tells her, oh, you made me think of it because when you fell into the ring, nobody knew what to do, and I'm like, you are the stupidest motherfucker if that's what it took to make you think of this.
I just want to get in your game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so smart that you can think about it when you see it.
Yeah.
I mean, they even make a big deal with the last section, right before they went on the motorcycle, of all these books that he's written notes in on war tactics and the best way to go, and none of those books ever made that suggestion of actually putting silvers in the front lines.
No, they have never fucking tried this ever. He specifically says that he invented this ridiculously obvious technique because apparently the past 100 years of silver people have just been dumb as fuck.
Yep.
It's so ridiculous, and she gets all like flattered, I guess, because she's like, oh, I've never had anybody create something based on me, much less a tactical maneuver. It's like, okay, if you're gonna find that romantic,
sexy.
fine, whatever. Oh
How many
god,
people with the move that you inspired?
oh it's so dumb. It's so dumb. This is like this. It's like this is a tactical maneuver. If you're a baby, it's impressive, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, this stinks heavily of like I could not think of a better tactical maneuver, so I'm just going to pick this really obvious one and say that nobody's thought of it before.
Yeah, these are all definitely
That they're aware of.
first layer thoughts
Ugh,
and ideas.
So fucking dumb.
it is. Okay, anyway,
Yep.
they
Anyway,
have
continuing.
lunch. What happens after that? Because that's kind of where my memory ends.
I'm pretty sure after that it becomes the ball.
After that, yeah, they go to, they have that meeting with, Cal starts teaching her how to dance, and after he starts teaching her how to dance, immediately afterwards, Melvin, whatever his name is, shows up and goes, hey, yeah, we've got a plan. I had to give them like 4 names to kill, so that way they couldn't just bury the evidence of these attacks. And this is what we're going to do. And they cut out, and the next thing you see, you're in the ballroom and about to dancing and going, oh, I hate you, I love you, I want to be you, Evangeline. And,
Oh, right, I forgot about this.
And then at that
teaching her how to
point-
dance bullshit.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah. And then after that, they have the shootings, and then the explosion, and then they have the interrogations and the rescue.
We missed the part, Robin, we missed the part where, like, she kisses him and it fades to black, so I assume that they fucked.
Are we operating on that assumption?
Well, you know, they never
That's what
actually
I'm
mention
operating
having
under, even-
sex. They just mention kissing,
No,
but it does go black.
Why would you have a kiss? Yeah, you have a kiss and then you fade to black, and then what? You worry about, oh god, the night before in our betrayal, you kissed him. Also, let me note, you said no, he kissed you. And you were just like, oh, well, this is nice. Still, no means no, fucking prince. Yeah, I have to assume that fade to black there is because sexy times.
Wow, I totally missed that fade to black because I was actually really confused because she leaves wherever they were practicing dancing and immediately runs into Maven, but he didn't see her kiss Cal.
That was the first time, I think.
Huh?
Wait, no, it might have been the second.
No, that
There
was
were 2 times where they kissed.
They mentioned this. They mentioned the dancing a couple of times, and during one of the dancing sessions, they kissed
or not really,
the
they
one
kissed
black thing.
twice. Alright, let's see, I challenge Marina.
okay. You know what? You're probably
Okay, the part that I hate is chapter 17,
right.
where he starts dancing with her. That's the end of chapter 17. But then, over at the end of, I think, chapter 18? Yes, and then by the end of chapter 18, they're dancing again, and she says, I can't, and she turns away, and she's all regretful, and he, like, pulls her back and kisses her. And then she's like, oh, this is, like, spark of life, it's electrifying. No.
It's the different kind of electricity.
Yeah, in your pants. So, yeah.
And then she ends up doing that whole, how could you do this? You are so cruel. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I don't like you anymore. But
He's a soldier.
oh God, you're with Evangeline. I want you back. Because he ends up torturing a couple of people, or ordering the torture.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm coming up with better endings for this book in the chat.
I see that.
What you got? Things you can tell us?
Well, Soul, we were talking about how apparently Sun Tzu does not exist in this world because nobody saved like his tactical writings, right? Because Cal is a genius and made this shit up. Anyway, so Melina said
It's ultimately his story.
so Sol said that Sun Tzu is part of the sane part of the world is preparing to conquer the area. It was like, wouldn't that be amazing if instead of this dumb fuck plot, the book just ended with some other less crazy, shitty country invading? They're like, you know what? You people have we've let this go on long enough. You people are crazy. We're going to fix all of this dumb shit that you've done. And Melina suggests that that's where all of the minorities with the non-food related skin coloring are, since there's only one in this country apparently. So, they just put all of the white people into this one country and let nature take its course, and everybody else is out in the world.
White people over here.
Everybody else
broadcast it to everyone.
Like this is some kind of secret social experiment or reality show. That all of the...
Oh, yeah, the rest of the world's fine.
Yeah. That would be amazing. That is 100% better than however this is gonna fucking end.
Oh my god, Howard. It'll just be the fucking village and it'll be great.
It was the village all along. That would be great.
Oh, it was never a dystopian. Alright, we gotta write that book now.
But we have to make it, like, this infuriating.
Different from... Yeah. It has to be different from Maze Runner, though.
True. But, we can't. Yeah, we can't start. Maze Runner was also stupid for different reasons.
So many dystopians. So stupid.
Which we've covered, if you guys want to check out our Maze Runner podcast. Anyway, so yeah, Robin gave the rundown. They have the ball. They actually pulled the trigger. They killed the people. I really didn't think they would. I was kind of surprised. Yeah.
They killed all but one.
Yep.
And killed all.
Well, but that makes sense because he's a metal bender.
Yes, he is. He's from the family of metal benders / Magnetos.
Yeah.
Yep.
Evangeline's brother.
Yes.
Evangeline's
survives. Yep. But
their group would be a lot better if they were just the Bayfongs, frankly.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't bring them into this. I feel like if they were actually the Bayfongs, like this would be, like, the Bayfongs would be sullied because they were in this dumb fuck book.
Seriously.
But yeah, brother survives. Brother is pissed because they put his sister in jeopardy. And I was starting to get, like, some Cersei Jaime vibes there. Like, I wonder if they're gonna go the Game of Thrones route where they're very close.
Rare display of affection.
I was like, oh, is she gonna do that? She's like, I'm taking a little Hunger Games, I'm taking a little X-Men, I'm gonna take a little Game of Thrones too.
Take a little Game of Thrones. Everyone will love it.
And throw all this shit in there.
What does it matter? I got a publishing deal.
Yeah. I can do it. They've read the draft. It's fine.
Yeah.
So Cal, it turns out there's an explosion that kills more civilians, and they blame it on the Red Dawn. Mara gets all like crisis of conscience-y because she's like, no, you killed more people than we agreed you should kill. That's not justified. And it turns out that was Cal's
What did you
fault.
think of how the king was ignored by all the guards and dragged to safety, but Cal, on the other hand, was free to do whatever he pleased, even though he's heir apparent? I just thought it was hilarious. They purposely set it up so that way he could play hero, at least for a few seconds, instead of actually doing what would be Cal.
Cal.
Instead
Cal,
of actually,
Cal set that up?
No. Yeah.
For Cal. Instead of actually following what would normally be protocol, because normally protocol would be get the heir apparent downstairs now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Instead, they're like, oh, we don't need the heir apparent. We've got two of them.
We've got a spare.
We'll just grab the king.
Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious.
It's, yeah, like you said, it's just so that Cal can go and fight and cause the explosion.
Yeah, so here's my guess on that one. I'm guessing that Maven and his mom have been in cahoots like the whole damn time.
Hmm.
That, as I mentioned last time, I think he has the ability to like be in people's heads as well, and that like that's half of how they're communicating.
Hmm.
And that he told her about this shooting, and she set up the explosion, hoping maybe we'll fucking kill her too,
Kill
or
Mare?
any other reasons to, maybe they would kill
Cal.
Mare, maybe they would kill.
Cal?
No, I don't think I wanted to kill Cal. Maybe kill Cal, but
If they kill
the
Cal, then Maven's
being able to
gonna
take out the
Mare.
rebellion thing, like you said, where it's like, we don't kill people needlessly. We don't kill civilians.
Mhm.
And yet Julian provides proof to the contrary at the end of this reading.
Which one?
Julian, the senior, he
At
provides
the end of
proof
which?
of this reading at one of the last chapters that we read.
I mean, the red dawn, the crimson dawn. What is it? I don't remember what they're called.
Scarlet Guard?
Scarlet Guard. Okay.
I think it's Scarlet Guard.
The Scarlet Guard wasn't responsible for killing those soldiers, though. That was the king.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Right.
I'm saying, but you were saying, well, we don't kill anyone who's innocent.
Right. That was the Scarlet Guard.
I thought you were referring to the Queen saying that.
No, they obviously kill people. Like, everybody knows that they kill people
Which is-
needlessly.
That was why I was pointing out Julian, was because thought you meant the Queen was pointing out we don't kill innocent people.
No,
We keep
no.
the numbers down to a minimum. Oh, well, Julian kind of proved you wrong on that.
No, the Scarlet Guard were the ones who were saying to Mare that they didn't cause the explosion because they don't kill needlessly or whatever.
And it turns out to be right. I mean, it was a bullet that hit something that was gas, and that's what caused the explosion when Cal's fire hit it. Why they have gas and an electric running place?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Like, how deep would you have to shoot to get to that pipe?
That's also a good question. Like they presumably had, I don't know, medieval fantasy dystopian snipers. So yeah, how did that happen?
Why would you have gas anywhere near a person who can control fire, especially when they're kids and can't control it?
Yeah, especially when, like you said, the whole place runs off of electricity and bending powers. So this is dumb. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, they catch the Scarlet Guard, and Cal actually legit orders torture. I was surprised again. I was expecting her to softball him all the way, but she is not.
And the fact that she saw him torture, the order of the torture is what's causing her to go, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, and yet anytime she sees him with Evangeline, she's like, I hate you too, Evangeline.
Jealousy, but I hate you. I do feel like she's stuck to her I hate you guns, though. I feel like in most other books they would still be making out, but she would just like say I hate you every now and then, like between kisses. But she's actually been like, no, I look at you with loathing, I don't want to be around you, I hate you. So, again, I mean, kudos.
Well, that's so far. I mean, we'll get back to the kissing by the end of the book.
Maybe. I mean, I'm really wondering if she is going to go hardcore with this.
Soul of a Dragon. I would imagine farting would be hard when you can start fires.
You guys are awful.
Well, come on, we're not 16 years older than everyone else.
Mav says, no, no, no. See, Cal only tortured her like that to spare her from death. So it was like a merciful torture.
Yeah, it's merciful torture.
I'm sure they'll spin it that way eventually. But no,
Well,
like, I'm curious if she's actually gonna follow through on making Cal like an enemy.
it'd be
I don't
nice. It
think
would
he
be
will.
change, but I don't see that happening with this author.
I'm curious. I mean, maybe she has a little more of she has more teeth than we thought. Maybe. I guess we'll find
I
out.
guess because like he does go off and do a couple of things, and he does do the torture, and like I feel like if you looked at it from his perspective in the world he knows, she's really driving the whole he's a soldier, he's a murderer, blah blah blah, and it's like
Mhm.
we can tell that from her eyes she's just bullshitting, like trying really hard to get us to believe Marina or Mare.
Mhm.
Um,
They're the
but
same.
if you go back and you look at the things, which, like, the more I have gone through this, the more it's like, yeah, no, if this isn't setting up for Maven and his mom to be working together, then all of her very obvious foreshadowing is
Useless
useless.
and accidental. It's
Yeah,
even less competent
really
than you
just-
thought.
yeah. It will just come out of nowhere. It'll just be something else. It'll be, oh no, yeah, I know he is a bad guy. All right, forward.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it really depends on how much credit you're willing to give her that there is like a twist waiting in the wings with Maven, or if she's going to follow through on Cal being like evil. And they did do that thing where she confronts him like right towards the end. She's like, "No, this is bad." They put even harder restrictions on the red people as a result of the Scarlet Guard's attack, and he's like, "No, we have to do this because because otherwise it's like anarchy is basically his argument. And he doubles down on it, and she says, okay, he's not going to discuss this anymore, so we're done. And I don't know. I'm curious. I think it would be an interesting subversion of expectations if we think he's the destined love interest and he ends up being the bad guy. But I don't know.
I hate this book. Did you see that Red Queen in another country like retweeted our post on Twitter?
I did.
Made me feel like I was like, oh honey, don't do that.
You probably don't have any followers who actually want to listen to this.
Yeah.
What did you think of Mare's rescue?
Of the Scarlet Guard?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I feel like that's the more interesting part of the book is the whole political intrigue, traitor stuff. I thought it was relatively tense. I mean, I didn't really have any huge complaints about that part. That was where I kind of stopped making highlights because I was like, oh, this is actually interesting.
Which part?
During the rescue and stuff.
So everyone she seems to like and be okay with seems to be put on a death sentence. So I'm kind of wondering if that's what's going to happen to Sarah.
I don't think Sarah's important enough.
I think not to this book. I bet she'll come back later. Maybe she'll be part of the Guard somewhere.
Maybe she has a novella. A prequel novella.
There are sequels, right? Oh yeah, true. There could be a prequel.
Yeah. And then they keep hammering home the whole anyone can betray anyone thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, foreshadowing like whoa.
Yeah.
I don't see Nothing immediately comes to mind on how she could have rescued the Scarlet Guard by herself, but I still think the way they had to handle it, Julian being the main person wasn't the right way to go in that. I mean, it was interesting, but I would have liked to have seen her actually do
So
it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi in that scene.
Or see him resist more. No. Yeah, I told you to not get into anything over your head. You got yourself into this. You are going to get yourself out. Leave me out of it. And she has to argue with him more because he knows for a fact this is a death sentence. And he helps her.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that he rolled over so easily too. I thought that would
Which
be
character?
Julian.
Julian.
I thought that would be
Oh.
another challenge that she would have to face, but he says no, and then he's like, okay.
When she says, I'm part of the
Yeah,
Scarlet
no, where
Guard,
he's like-
he's like, fine, I'll help you.
yeah,
For my sister, tears in my eyes.
yeah. I mean, I think it was. I thought that was an interesting combination of like her powers with Julian's powers. I thought that worked pretty well
Mm-hmm.
as far as a strategy.
Yeah, it was
but
a good
like, he did most of the work, it seemed like to me, so that's what bothered me about it.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Yeah, at least not as it was written.
Yeah. Honestly, like, you could have had someone else go with her if she was just holding the lights and cameras and whatever, but, you know, we need to be able to see what's going on, so plot points, just sort of drag the girl along.
Yep. And then let's see,
Then it was that blood thing.
yes, that was another thing where I was at the arena fight point where I was like, oh, how's she gonna get out of this? It's like, well, pretty easily as it turns out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, Maven just basically convinces his parents to have all her records destroyed.
It's not. Was it Maven? I thought it was Cal.
Maven did it, but Cal told her that that's what Maven decided.
Ah,
to
okay.
convince his parents to do.
Right. So she left blood at the scene because she got shot
Yep, shot.
on the escape.
Yeah, in the stomach.
They fixed her. She's better now. But she left DNA evidence, and they have a blood record of everybody. And she was in in kind of a up shit creek with that.
And she tells Maven.
And Maven's like, oh no, it's fine, I'll fix it. And they do. And it's very easy. They decide
They
that
just
they need
destroy
to-
all her records, including her blood samples.
right, to hide her true identity. Yeah, that was like, okay, I mean, sure, whatever. That did seem kind of like a death sentence, but it was, she's obviously not going to die. I thought maybe she would end up, like, they would find out at the very end and she was going to have to, like, go on the run, and then the next book would be, like, her leading the resistance or whatever, because they've obviously set it up right now to where Julian tells her that she is not the only super red, that there are others with the same genetic marker, including
Yeah.
her father. And
Yeah,
other
so-
soldiers who were killed. So she has to, Professor X, go out and find them and train them in her academy.
Oh god.
It really is. It was. They totally went. They went. The Professor Xavier School for Gifted Children with that one.
Well, Magneto did originally help Professor X find everyone, so Farley's Professor X, I guess, and she can be Magneto.
I think Mare would be Professor X. And anyway,
Mare's powers are Magneto's, so I don't know. We're having way too much fun with the X-Men here.
it is the X-Men. It's dystopian AU X-Men. Melina makes a really good point about this. She says, can I just say that it bothers me how racialized the red treatment is, but there are no POC or minority characters. Why are you taking those experiences but not keeping true to the people who suffer? Yes. this is
Yep.
kind of YA dystopian problem number one. I read somewhere, and I might have mentioned it already, that like YA dystopians or dystopians are where things that are happening to people of color happen to white people, and that's
Yes.
that's a dystopian story,
Versus
and
when
that
it's
is
like this reverse role.
right. And this is very much one of those where Mare is the leader of the oppressed people's resistance, and they're all white as fuck, blindingly white as far as the eye can see,
Mm-hmm.
except for one
Yep.
person who is an oppressor, and one of the
Yeah.
more evil oppressors because she's a girl. Yeah. So yeah, 100% like right on target with that. This is like, yeah, it's bullshit. You can't. You will take this treatment, the racialized treatment. You have people literally being whipped, like standing on the sidelines. Everybody's being worked to the bone. They've got the gray town that she finds, the tech
Oh my
town,
god.
where it's all
Yeah.
smog and smoke, and they never see the sun.
And they're not allowed to be conscripted.
Right, their lives are so terrible they can't go into the army, which would be better. So yeah, you have these really awful circumstances that are very racialized, as Melina said, but it's all white people. It's all white people suffering. So you can relate to them, secure middle class white kids who are reading this book. It's okay. Yeah, no, it's bullshit. This book. Soul of the Dragon mentioned something earlier about the setting being really inconsistent. Like 1 minute it's medieval, 1 minute it's dystopian, the next minute it's like techno whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is one of the bigger problems that I'm having with this, aside from all the shit we've
It's
already
all over the
discussed.
place.
It really is. It's like a grab bag of crap that doesn't fit together.
You know, it kind of reminds me of like the weird disparity in Firefly,
Mhm.
where you have the towns and, well, the planets and whatnot that are just, what the fuck happened to your universe? And then whole planets that are like
Super fancy.
upper crust, super tech.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, at least there was a reasonably plausible explanation in Firefly, though. This is like,
oh yeah,
I mean,
no, here
it's-
there's no explanation. It's just-
yeah, I mean,
she
it is
didn't even know that these cities existed.
right, and it is a similar like setup where it's like a class thing, but these things all exist like within 10 miles of each other. Like you have
Yeah.
like the whole medieval setting where there are lords and ladies, and everybody's going to pretty balls, but then you also have like benders, everybody has X-Men powers, but then there's also like a high-tech blood database, and you have a war
Right.
that's been going on for 100 years, even though a high-tech blood database exists, and presumably also better techie weapons exist, but okay. And then you have like a motorcycle
it doesn't know what it
going out
wants to
into the
be.
sticks. It really, it's really inconsistent.
It's like all of the punks. It's like got
Curious.
steampunk and then like cyberpunk
Dystopian punk.
and dystopian punk and then like, I don't know, Ren Fair punk or something.
Whitley over at Reading with a Vengeance is doing this book chapter by chapter, and she brought up a lot of this in, I think, like chapter 2 or 3, where she was talking about how like they have the technology to make diamond walls, which have to be really crazy
Right.
expensive, but
Mm-hmm.
then there's also like they can't win a war.
Right.
Somehow.
Yeah, well, I'm curious as to what made them start looking for that marker in the DNA that marked them as non-silver, non-red. If she's the first one that they supposedly encountered, what makes them decide, oh, that particular marker we must destroy.
It's
That
not.
makes sense.
I don't think that's actually what happened. I think
Someone had to have.
you're cutting out real bad again, Robin.
Robin.
I'm wondering what made them start looking for that DNA marker that identifies them as both silver and red, the super reds. Because someone had to be before her to catch their eye. Either that or they just went, oh, this is an interesting DNA marker. We better splash it.
No, I don't think that the Silvers have discovered the DNA marker. Because Julian was very specific about how he discovered the marker and how he ran the marker through the database. I think and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because you would think that they would check to see what these kids had in common. But I think probably what happened is that they demonstrated their powers on the battlefield, and that's probably how they found out that they had powers, and that's why they killed them. Because if they knew about the marker, the genetic marker, they could do what Julian did and find these kids and kill them. But he's very specific.
Quickly, apparently.
But he's very specific about how she needs to do that before they discover it. So yeah, I don't think they know about the genetic marker.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean otherwise it makes even less sense. So. And yeah, Soul says apparently everybody's forgotten about nukes and aerial bombs. Which, yeah. I mean, this war should not still be going on. Not for 100 years. It's stupid. Yep.
I mean, at this point, it's just like, okay, clearly you just like to fight.
Yeah. It's like she wants to do like the Revolutionary War style people on horses fighting in the trenches type fighting. But then also diamond walls and electricity everywhere.
Yeah.
It was like, whatever.
To show how hard it is.
Right, to demonstrate the class disparity. So, that part is completely separate from the war part. I mean, why would those two things, why would that technology transfer? That's ridiculous. That would never happen.
Dude, the mention of Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like, what is even going on? This would be great if you just told us what is this world? Where are we? You're not helping your cause.
I mean, I'm assuming it's in the future, right? I mean, that's unless it's on a different planet or something. But
they half have stuff that we have, and then like you said, forget other things.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's an alternate reality because what are the Silvers supposed to be? It sounds like elves to me, basically. The Fae from Ireland, but yeah, elves, the Fae.
I think it's going to be technology or something. Because she mentioned something about the dividing. Well, she mentioned something about the dividing where it actually happened, like the red and silver blood thing happened. So, I mean, obviously there was a point where the silvers and reds either coexisted or did not exist. Yeah. So, I'm assuming this is in our future, just really far. But, I mean...
Well, we only have, 80 more pages to go or something?
Yep, and are they really going to tell us all of that stuff?
I don't know. I don't think so. She'll save that for, I don't know, trilogy number 5.
Maverinthia suggests that the silver blood is nanites. That would not surprise me. Yeah.
That actually, when you were saying things with robots.
Yep.
Nanites would be
unless
the only fucking reason that they would still be alive.
Yeah.
Which they could also be.
Mm-hmm.
How about aliens with nanite blood?
Yes, naturally occurring nanite blood.
To help process the, earth and air.
Yeah,
So what do we
well,
think's
they
gonna
could
happen next?
definitely try to, if the Silvers did find the empowered Reds, as Soul the Dragon points out, they could train them to be elite soldiers and placating the masses, but they're not that smart.
Right, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to kill them because they're a threat, and they're all idiots who can't
Going
see
to
past the end of
kill
the nose.
you.
If they can't even figure out to send the Silvers out to the front until now, I don't think they can figure out, oh, train the Reds. They'll make them more powerful and harder to kill and
That would
more
take,
of a better person, better fighting team.
that would take more forward thinking than literally anybody in this world has. So, I think this is obviously like the case of a book where the author's like, because I said so logic is really showing just all over the place because none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
None of this holds
It's still
together.
fanfiction-y.
Yeah. It just
Yep.
doesn't make
Every
any
chapter is something new.
sense. So I did want to mention that she finds out that the Silvers have classes. Like they have classes within themselves. Because there's the merchant class and also
There's
the merchants.
common?
Yeah, common silvers, she says, aghast. How could such a thing exist?
Right.
And it's another thing that it's like, really? So it's not just like rich people who ended up silvers. No, you brought over the nobility system. She specifically says that some commoners are richer than the noble houses, but the noble houses are higher because nobility. What?
Yeah. Oh, and their powers are not as good.
Oh, and their powers aren't as good. But it's so dumb. Like why do you have to have all of it? Why does there have to be nobility and then also a silver middle class or what the fuck ever? Like again, that whole system doesn't work under these circumstances. You can't just
and also
paste it.
You kind of get. I was getting the feeling where it's like the Silvers. It's like she's trying to feel bad for some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And to be just like, oh no, it's only a couple of them, and the rest of them are actually okay.
Yeah, again, it's that whole, no, we all bleed red, except we don't in this case. But, metaphorically, we're all people underneath, so don't let, little things like class and, oppression and killing people for no reason stand between us kind of deal. It's that whole play nice thing, that vibe that we had going on earlier in the book. And I thought it had kind of disappeared. I thought maybe like we were jumping the gun. But no.
Nope.
Yep. So at this point, she is in the castle proper. And where did we leave off? Do you guys remember?
The end
Mm-hmm.
is when the blood database thing happens. Oh, yeah, the very end is when Julian's list.
Oh, right, the revelation of the Professor X shit.
Yes.
Which
go out and find them, you're not alone.
That kind of hook feels like it should be at the end of the book, so I'm surprised it came like 100 pages early.
Yeah, that it would be a good...
But they still have to make Kissy Face with Cal.
Right.
Yeah, they still need to do Kissy Face with Cal. And probably Maven. I don't get why she cares about this betrothal when she didn't want it, but she's acting like she's going to take it seriously.
Oh, it's because Maven's been nice to her.
And she hates silver people.
Nope, Maven's been nice to her, so it's automatically betrayal, even though she did not agree to this or consent to it at any time.
She acts like she's going to actually go through with the marriage and everything, and if she hates the Silvers as much as they are, even though Maven has been nice to her, I'm not quite sure I would believe that. I would think she'd be more spiteful about it, but she's never been spiteful about this idea.
I mean, she's been reasonably, upset about it, I guess. I mean, she's also like, they're gonna kill me, and etc. So, yeah. Alright, anyway, predictions, anybody?
I believe I have given mine. I point the finger at Maven. I think she's too trusting of him,
Mm-hmm.
and he has done some shit that is very highly suspicious.
I think you're right. I'm on the fence, though. I think she might surprise us and go evil Cal, or quote
Should be
unquote
interesting.
surprise us and go evil Maven. I don't know yet. We'll see.
I also have no idea what this is for an end.
No idea what.
It doesn't feel like there's a natural ending approaching.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we're headed, basically.
Right.
Where it's like, there's nothing set up, we're just kind of at a point where we're like, okay, now we're in the city. What plot do you still have left beyond just pushing Mare around, making her proclaim stuff she doesn't want to?
Yeah, it seemed like the ball was the natural end point, and that was midway through. So
That should totally, because you could have had a lot more character development to have the ball be the very end.
hmm. And then maybe like the book is the last minute reveal.
Oh my god, there's more out there. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I guess we've kind of, at least we don't know.
It'll be a surprise.
Yep.
My friend Thea wants us to buy the sequel
No.
Mm-hmm.
for $30.
That's also, I'm gonna go no both times, regardless of how much money. No and a no. This is pretty terrible. Well, does anybody else have anything they would like to cover before we officially say goodbye?
Let's see. Soul of the Dragon says Maven's gonna turn out to be evil, the Queen's gonna kill the King, and Cal and Mare are on the run.
I agree with you
Alright.
on the run part. I don't know who it's gonna be though.
Cal and Mare on
We
the
shall
run?
see. As opposed to Cal and Maven.
Mm.
I was thinking Mare and Maven would be on the run.
But
That's
you
why
don't.
that's why the Queen would kill the King, would be to protect Maven. And he goes on the run.
No. The Queen would only kill the King to protect her own son.
That is Maven. Maven's your son.
Yeah.
So the Queen would kill the King to protect her son, and
Shenanigans.
Maven and Mare are on the run, not realizing that the Queen kind of took care of the King. And now Cal is King.
I mean, those are the two ways it could go,
Pretty
right?
much. Yep.
I guess we'll find out in 80 pages.
Yep.
So that'll be
Maybe
next
less.
week on Thursday.
Yep. Next Thursday at 10, we will finally be finished with the shit.
Then maybe we'll read something else.
And then we get to read my book.
No, then we get to read whatever we want, and then we'll read your book.
We might have to have a break in there because it's getting close to September. And I'm kind of wanting to do another four spooky books.
Cal and the Queen are having an affair.
That would be
Who
a
said that
twist.
That would be a
What the
twist.
That would be terrible and also weird. It's not officially incest because it's the step parent. I mean, I guess that's still technically incest. I don't know. Maybe legally.
I
Maybe
mean,
legally.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But no.
Not blood plays.
If anybody's incesting in this book, it's definitely Evangeline and her brother. All right.
it would be intriguing if the author like acknowledges it somewhere, but it's never said in the book.
Oh, like their relationship.
Yeah.
That's my belief. Also, the silver hair is infuriating. I just gotta throw that out
Yeah.
there.
Oh God.
Super
The
special hair
infuriating
colors.
braid.
Infuriating.
Oh, she wasn't evil enough. She had to literally have silver hair.
Yep. Shows how silver she is.
Ugh. Ugh. All right. So, anybody got anything else?
No, I'm good.
We good? Robin, are you good?
I'm good.
No.
I mean, I have to read more of the book, but I mentioned it, the tongue thing. The stomach thing is realistic because it takes forever to die from a stomach unless you get really lucky with the shot. So.
We're just gonna have to have Robin vet all of the medical things that happen in the books from now on. Just be like, Robin, she got stabbed in the leg. Is that realistic?
Depends on how high on the leg.
There you go. See? So if anybody ever wants to run anything by Robin, you know what area to zero in on.
Yep. All the wrong ones.
All right. So that is that, and I guess we'll say goodnight.
Night.
All right.
Yeah,
And see you guys
good
next
night.
Thursday.